Hello guys, welcome to Amazon TV. I hope you are okay. So guys, the memorandum has been submitted at the Union Building. Okwethu manje is just to wait, but we know ukuthi we are waiting for nothing because for how many years now we've been submitting our memorandums. No one cares. Instead, they are criticizing us. They are calling us names. But again, what comforted my heart was that a lady who came to receive the memorandum from Imach and March was very understanding, loving, even patriotic if she was not pretending. Unlike Amante Besbatemba, who decided to turn against us. Let's listen to them, guys. Let's listen to Jacinta and the lady I'm speaking about.
So, what do you make then of the criticism that you're only targeting black African foreigners?
Anyone who's criticizing us, criticize us with something in hand. You can't just say we're targeting black people. It's not about skin color, it's about having papers. So if you can take this argument of black, orange, and pink aside, what other argument are you giving us for us to keep these people in our country? Why must we be the only country that is infested with illegal immigrants? And you're telling us it's because they're African. Which other African country allows South Africans like us to just walk in and say, hey, look at me, I'm black, so I'm African, so let me into your country, let me have a spaza shop, let me start selling drugs in your country because I'm black?
We've noted that obviously there are a lot of countries that have reacted to what is taking place. Just perhaps give us an idea in terms of South Africa in a broader term. How much of an impact is this in terms of the international community watching it?
Yes. So, I mean, of course, the issue of illegal foreigners is one that is quite sensitive, of course, and very emotive. We've seen what's been happening in the country for the last couple of weeks, and we have as government, I think, including the president, has called for calm, to say that those that, do have issues to raise those in a peaceful manner. We are encouraged that we see that the crowd is a very peaceful crowd, and we hope that we will remain that way. Because, while we deal with the issue of the concerns of South Africans around the issue of illegal foreign nationals in the country, these type of issues do have the potential to spill over into, other incidents that are not, very positive for the image of the country. The worst thing that can happen is for South Africa to be labeled as a xenophobic country, which is something that has happened in the past. A couple of years ago, we had to deal with a national image, or rather an image of our nation as one that is very Afrophobic, that is against, African nationals. And of course, that is not what South Africans are. South Africans are peace-loving people. South Africans live very, peacefully with all different nations, whether it's from African nations, from all other continents. And foreign nationals are fully integrated in our society. You go to any village in the country, we live peacefully with people from outside. And I think the call from most South Africans is that we would prefer and rather expect that those that are in the country be here illegally, which is why government right now, of course, as you would know, would be busy with the white paper process, which looks at overhauling our immigration laws, including the laws around our citizenship, and really just ensuring that we also just tighten our legislative framework even around refugee statuses. One of the most contentious issues is people coming into the country claiming that they are refugees but having passed 5-6 other safe countries. And that's one of the proposals in the white paper, to say that the first safe country principle must apply. You can't pick and choose which country you want to have refugee status in.
Did you hear that? Another confusing part. This part is interpreted exactly like that one, Eti, South Africa belongs to all who live in it. This lady is quoting this part correctly, unlike those who come and tell us, no, you have a choice as an asylum seeker, as a refugee. You choose which country you want to run to. You cannot tell me that you are a refugee or an asylum seeker, you ran away from war because of fear, but you still have a choice. You choose which country to run to. No, it doesn't work like that. I heard UN misleading people. You can run from your country and then it's your choice which country you want to run to. You cannot jump all these countries you meet on the way. Those are safe countries you meet on the way. You cannot run all the way from your country, passing 5-10 countries, safe countries, down to South Africa, and then we will be told it's your choice. No, it means you are not scared of whatever you claim you are running away from. You can't tell me that you are running away from being unalived, then you still have a choice. Where is that fear if you still have a choice to think and choose that I want to run down to South Africa? No.
The first safe country principle must apply. You can't pick and choose which country you want to have refugee status in. And in actual fact, of course, one of the issues that is the major criticism is the state of our borders. And in actual fact, we tried to get the minister or the deputy minister from Home Affairs to come join us here today. And they are actually currently also having a media briefing with the Border Management Authority, where they're actually going to be announcing some major infrastructure projects around our big ports of entry, so that, you know, we can really look at the issue around the infrastructure, the state of the infrastructure of our borders, to make sure that they actually do respond to, you know, the type of legal entrances that we want to see. Because I think the one thing that we must make clear is that we are not a country that doesn't want people from other countries. We want people from other countries, but we want them here to be here lawfully and to be here legally, and to abide, of course, by the laws of the country, as all other countries around the world do. And that's why we are here today, is to engage those that are raising concerns, because we don't want to dismiss them, because they are legitimate. They are legitimate concerns, and that's why government is ensuring that it's actually working very hard to address those concerns.
So EUN is taking advantage of our spineless government, because our government has no backbone at all. That is why we are treated like this. I was listening to Unqobile Madlala today and mentioning our countries are complaining the most about what is happening in South Africa. Number 1 is Ghana, number 2 is Nigeria, Tanzania, and America. And I don't understand why America is complaining, because the same America was complaining about the government of South Africa that is mistreating our citizens, that terrible things are happening in South Africa. So now if we are complaining about the terrible things that are happening in our country, they don't believe us now. They are telling us that we are being xenophobic, we are fighting innocent people. Johan Rupert is our witness. He is one of our witnesses who went to the White House with Ramaphosa and mentioned exactly these things that we are complaining about illegal aliens that are disturbing us in this country. He said it there, the whole world was watching. But today, if we are complaining, people are blaming us. And I remember when Rupert mentioned these things, Ramaphosa tried his best to distract her, for Trump not even to listen to him. It means whatever Rupert and others said in that White House, they were lying or they were being xenophobic. Each and every country is allowed to complain about illegal immigrants. Every country is allowed to deport illegal immigrants. But when it comes to South Africa, that is a problem. The same Ghana that is complaining about what South Africans are doing in their country is busy chasing away Nigerians there. Everything when it comes to South Africa is a problem. All these countries who are complaining, they are doing their own things. No one is complaining about them. Tanzania is busy chasing away other Africans there, telling them that those small businesses belong to Tanzanians. No one is complaining about all that. In America, they went to arrest preschool kids, deporting them from the classrooms. But when it comes to South Africa, no, we are not allowed. We are being xenophobic. Guys, please, let's remove this government. We can't continue to live like this. Let's vote out this government. This is Western apartheid. No matter how much you blame me for saying this, but this is Western apartheid. Thank you, guys. Let me know what you think on the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, and share the video. Love you. Bye.